you've watched my previous video, you would see how I have been able to explain step by step on how to apply for permanent residency in Canada under the Express Entry, particularly the FSW. If you have not seen that video, please kindly do so, because in this video I would be explaining what happens after ITA, meaning after you've been invited to apply for PR. I will be talking about in details all of the things that follows through, the documents you are meant to submit, and every other thing that happens after you've been invited by IRCC to apply for PR. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Suleeha and I'm a Nigerian YouTuber residing in Ontario, Canada. My content is all about lifestyle, vlogs, and of course DIY immigration talks. And if you are just stumbling on my channel for the very first time, and if my content interests you, please feel free to stick around, subscribe, and join the growing family. Thank you. So to the question of the day, what happens after you've been invited? You know, after you've gone through all the orders of having to create a profile, having to write the IELTS evaluation, staying in the pool, you know, after going through all of that, and then you meet up to the draw, and then you are invited by IRCC to, you know, apply for PR. What happens next? What are the next steps that you need to take? So I'm going to break the next step down into all the documentations that you're going to be submitting upon invited to, you know, apply for PR. So the first thing that happens is when you are invited or when a draw happens, automatically you get a notification in your inbox. Sometimes the notification comes in the next morning or in the middle of the night, you know, say after the draw has been declared. Then the next thing happens, you get a notification. You go into your portal, you are asked that you have a message, do not reply message. You go into your inbox, you go into your profile, and there you can see that you've been invited. You have a request letter to either accept or decline the ITA that you've been given. So you have 60 calendar days to accept or decline the ITA. Some people choose to decline because they don't have all the documents, while some people choose to accept. So after you've accepted the ITA, take your mind back to all of those things that you claim to have, all the documents that you claim to have. A personal checklist is being created for you to upload every single document you claim to have, from education to police character certificate to medicals. There's a checklist upon ITA that is created for you to upload all of the documents or all of the things that you say you have. A quick one and an advice that has worked for me that I like to tell people is that on your own personal system, create a folder for each document that you have. Say for example, the first document is your educational qualification, say your certificates, your degree, IELTS and everything. Merge them into a single PDF file. Merging their website that you can use to merge your documents together. There's I Love PDF, which is the one that I use all the time, ilovepdf.com. It helps you merge your PDF together. It can even convert a Word PDF to a Word document to a PDF. So I like to advise that you create a personal checklist for yourself, not on the IRCC portal, but on your own personal computer. Every single one has its own box, so that you know that this is the document that is going into here, this is the document that is going into here. So upon the checklist, you are given all the documents, which I would be listing shortly. Upon the checklist, you must make sure that you upload the right document in the correct placeholder. I am saying this because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people have run into the problem of, you know, getting rejected at the checkness stage, which is like they call it the R10 stage, completeness stage. That stage, all your documentation are being checked. You are checked whether you uploaded the correct document into the right placeholder that has been created for you on your profile. And I'm going to give you an example. You know, when we got our ITA, a lot of people were so happy. They were so, you know, they wanted to just do everything and submit right right on time so that they could get their PR. But the problem that now happened was that somebody mistakenly uploaded the birth certificate where they requested for a passport, and that really caused them to be declined. In actual sense, they refused their application at that stage. Your application can be refused at any stage if a visa officer finds that you did not submit a document. And yes, this has happened to several people, not just one person. Some people, where they are supposed to upload their passport, they uploaded something totally different. Forget, you might fail checklist stage. That is the completeness stage. You might fail it if you do not upload the document that you're supposed to upload in the correct place order. So now, moving on to the document, I'm going to be picking the document one by one. So you have a place order that is talking about the fact that you should submit your educational information. So in that particular place order, you would need to upload your IELTS results, your ECA evaluated assessment. You would need to upload your degree, that's your university degree, either your certificate from the uni, you have to upload that. You also have to submit your international passport data page. If your passport is less than 6 months, I would advise that you get into renewing that, because a PR would not be stamped on a passport that is less than 6 months. The next thing as well, you would need to submit your medical, which you have either done at IOM or QLife, because those are the only two medical hospitals that do they are the only ones that actually do the upfront medicals and medical in Nigeria. There are other places as well all over the world. There's a website on IRCC's website where you can find a physician. You can find an hospital that is IRCC registered to be able to do your medicals anywhere in the world. You would also need to submit your police character certificate they used to ask for the police character certificate, not just in the country that you're resident in, but any country that you've stayed 6 months in. So they usually ask that you submit from when you were age 18 to any countries that you have stayed more than 6 months. So if you know you are the type that have lived in so many continents, you would need to get the police character from each and every single country that you've spent more than 6 months. When you get your invitation to apply, all of this are in the request letter. You will see all the things that you are asked to provide, and the digital photo particularly has its own requirements. So don't just go to any photographer without the IRCC specification. Make sure to give them what the IRCC want, or else you would need to retake the passport. Work experiences from different company, you would need to get reference letter from each and every single employer that you've claimed from. If you've claimed from a single one, you would need to get just one reference letter from that single employer, and it has to be in the IRCC specified format. So don't just think that you can just put down a letter to say that this is you, this is what you do, but make sure that the letter is specifically in IRCC's format. As well, you would also need to get your POF ready, which is very, very important. If you go on IRCC's website, you would see what a POF for a family of 2 is, what a POF for a family of 1 is, what a POF for a family of 3, I think up to a family of 7, I'm not too sure, but it is all on IRCC's website. You need to get your POF ready, and you need to calculate the POF in the Canadian amount. So it has to be, say for example, you need to check what the exchange rate is, what the bank rate is, for you to be able to know how much you need to put into your account. You need to get your POF ready from the bank, that's your bank statement. You need to get a reference letter from the bank. One thing that you need to do is to make sure that in your reference letter from the bank, they need to show your closing balance, they need to show when you started banking with them, and they also need to show that you do not have any debt with the bank, so that they show that you are debt free, you do not have any, you are not owing the bank any money, or you do not have any loan to pay. If you go on the IRCC's website, there's the information on a structured way that the bank reference letter should be, so that you do not miss any information out, or you do not just put in what you think should be without having to consult what IRCC says should be the benchmark of the reference letter. If also you did gift like me For example, my mom was the one that put all the money in my account at a go, and she declared that she's giving me all the money to, to further, pursue my intention to live in Canada permanently. And she stated that she would not be collecting that money anymore, and she gives me the money, from the bottom of her heart and things like that. People say that with your deed gift you need to get it notarized, but I just got mine signed by the donor and the donee, and then that was it. So if you feel like you wanted to go further in terms of signing, I feel like you can go ahead to the court or notary public to get it notarized, or you can just leave it as it is. To be honest, there's nothing much about it, as long as you are passing the right and correct information. There are so many templates you can use online. Just make sure that you are very straight to the point and you are not doing too much when it comes to, the deed gift. Another thing that I would say is you also need to provide a proof of transfer. You need to show that this is how the money came to be in your account. Yes, it's a lump sum. Canada really frowns at lump sum, but if you are getting a deed gift coming to your account, you need to show the proof of transfer. Thing that I would also talk about is the fact that if you are unmarried or you are not married to your partner, one thing that you can do is that you would need to provide to IRCC that yes, we are unmarried but we live together. There's so many information that you would need to provide to IRCC. You would need to provide a lease agreement in both your names. You would need to provide proof of cohabitation, talking about utility bills and all of those things. Yes, Canada accepts the fact that you do not need to be married to be able to relocate to Canada together. Of course, if you're married, you would need to provide your marriage certificate. If you have children, you would need to provide their birth certificate and information about their birth, basically just to show that you are both parents of the children. Another thing that you would need to show proof of, if you've claimed 15 points off your siblings, you would need to show proof of their residency in Canada. You would need to show proof of their citizenship, whether citizenship or permanent residency in Canada. You would need to show as well. Some people go further to show the relationship proof, such as showing birth certificate showing that they have the same parent. So you would need to show proof of that as well. Type, if you are the type as well that have changed your name at a point in time, you would need to show proof of that change of name, say due to marriage or due to any other personal reasons. You would need to provide an affidavit or to show any legal document that you've actually gone ahead to change your name. You would need to provide a digital photo, a death certificate or a divorce certificate. If you were not married to your partner and you gave birth to your partner's child, you would need to provide a legal separation document, just something explaining basically that you were not married but you just had a child out of wedlock, out of marriage and stuff like that, and you just need to show proof to IRCC. You would need to show further proof that as well that the father of the child is not, is not opposed to the fact that you're taking the child out of the country. In summary, you also need to provide a letter of explanation of all of the documents that you are submitting. You don't need to do that, but I like to advise that making a tabularized form, numbering all of the documents that you're submitting 1 to 10, make sure that it is clear so that the visa officer knows that this is what they are looking at when they are checking your application. So finally, the stages to expect when you've done all of these things, you've submitted all your application, is the R10 stage, which is the completeness check stage, where they check all your documents and they see that everything is in order. Once that is passed, you get your medical passed or your biometric instruction letter. That's for you to go ahead and you do a biometrics. If you've ever done a biometrics for Canada before, you would not be given a letter to do a biometrics and you would not be asked to pay. But if you've never, you would have to pay. Only someone that has wouldn't need to pay. Sometimes your file is treated within Canada, sometimes it's transferred to a local visa officer close to where you are resident. Mine was transferred from CIO to Accra, Ghana. And you need to then pass through eligibility check, criminality, security, and sometimes the security takes a long time, especially for people that had visa refusers before from certain countries. So they go ahead to scrutinize for that. Then security screening, background check. After that, you get your PPR approved, and then you are asked to, move to the next stage, which is post PPR. But if you are the type that you've been waiting, you've not gotten any response, I would advise that you order GCMS note to check what's happening with your application. You can ask someone in Canada to help you do that. It's just $5 to be able to use the Active to request for your note, or you can as well go ahead to use other partner agencies that collect $12 or so amount to get your note to you to see what your status is on your application. So that's it for today on what happens next when you are invited to apply. In my next video, I would just be breaking down what it costs, the sum on this journey for you. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I would see you guys back in my next video. Bye.